So let's listen to Mr. Marvin Sapp sucker as he talks about some stuff. Y'all let me know in the chat how you feel.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you need to give $20. This is easy, saints.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
All right, so I played that, man. Y'all put y'all thoughts in the chat. Let me know, man. What y'all thought about what y'all just heard? Now, some of you guys have heard this before, but if you hadn't, I want you to tell me, put it in the chat, your thoughts on what you just heard. OG says that's Mickey Loomis right there. Hold on now. I ain't actually fraud a goddamn dime. That's a lie. All right, Sai says, he's worried about Trump tariffs. Sure enough. All right, shout out to you, my brother. All right, Mad Drummer said, I heard this video was 2 years old. It was actually last year. I think he said it was last year. Matter of fact, hold on, fam. Thank you for reminding me that, because let me play it. Hold on, let me play this one. You know I can't help myself. Y'all remember this one?
Now you've seen the Lord in effect. You've witnessed the Lord's Spirit.
You were there.
Now it's time to pay the Lord. Pay that man his money. Now, while I collect the offerings, Brother Pathos here will lead us in a song. Brother Pathos?
Pathos.
I think I saw him on the hill the other day. I think I saw him when I watched the children play. But when I opened up my voice to sing in praise, he ran away, far away. My sin made sweet Jesus run away. I did not have to wait for judgment.
Hold on. This ain't working. $1. What's this? $1. No, we tried to do it the Lord's way. Now we're going to do it the good old 125th Street 7th Avenue. Give up the money now.
Give up the money. Give it up. Give it up the money.
The money out. Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time. Come on.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, man. That's all I can think about, fam, when I see that, man. It's that kind of stuff. That was too funny, fam. But hold on, let me play a little bit of this, because him trying to explain it today.
You know, that's the narrative that has been shared, that I locked folks up in my church, that, you know, I made them give $40,000 and I wouldn't allow them to leave until they gave it to me. And to be honest with you, that is absolutely false.
Yeah.
Number one.
Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
That offering was taken last year. This was a service that happened last August. Number two, it didn't happen at my local church. It actually happened at a national organization's international meeting.
That's worse.
Churches from all over the country, all over the world came together for the purpose of celebrating the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's what it was.
People took issue with me saying, shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors.
Yeah.
I said, shut the doors. Shutting doors mean that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone. And I can honestly say, you know, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize.
What?
And I can apologize.
No, what are you talking about, man?
$40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church.
Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of splaining going on there, man. I don't know, man. It's just weird, man. It's just, when you hear this kind of stuff, fam, you know what that puts me in mind of? Hold on. Let me pull up something else. Y'all remember they had, hold on, fam. Because it all runs together, doesn't it?
This is the very first plane that I purchased for the Lord back in December 1994. And I said where I began. And then the second one I purchased was in January 2004, where I used to be. The one I'm flying right now, and it's been with me 12 years. I purchased it in January 2006, where I am. So think about this. This was paid cash. This was paid cash. This was paid cash. And the new one's going to be paid cash also. Now, let me make this announcement so everybody can understand it. I don't own the plane. This belongs to the ministry. If Jesus tarries and I go by the way of the grave, the next person that's going to take this ministry will use that. Just like we use all the different things that are happening in our ministry today. I really believe that if Jesus was physically on the earth today, he wouldn't be riding a donkey.
All right. Okay. All right.
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Okay, TV evangelists can be a little over the top, but Creflo Dollar's appeal for a private jet may take the cake.
We are believing for 200,000 people to give contributions of $300 US or more.
Doing the math, that's $60 million. The head of the World Changers megachurch in Atlanta asked for the donations in this almost 6-minute video, dubbed Project G650, as in Gulfstream 650. Dollar's already a high flyer.
We're about to land in Nairobi, Kenya.
But it seems his current jet, built in 1984, is showing its age. Engine trouble on the flight to Australia, and more recently, when his wife and daughters were taking off from London, it went off the runway.
It's not like a car where you can pull over on the side when something goes wrong. And I knew it was time to begin to believe God for a new airplane.
It didn't take long for the story.
Wow. But that's what kind of come to mind when stuff like this happen, fam. I don't know, man. But that was a little extreme for the brother to be going, to close the doors and lock people in. I don't think that would have went too good with me saying, you know what, let me go ahead on. Let's start making our way up out of here, baby. Baby, I have to tell you, you talking about keeping them doors locked, baby, that would have brought me back to them linebacker days, baby. I'd have to take a couple of ushers there and open that door the old-fashioned way, baby. But hey, this is crazy, man. What y'all think, man? Let me get y'all here. All right, thank you, Si. Shout out to you, bro. KB says shocking, man. Tragic says extortion. Damn. That's like what on some big U type stuff. Like you got to check, you flying, you got to check in. Y'all heard about that? We're going to cover that at another stuff, the big U stuff. Dana says we still need another corner. Dana said we just need another cornerback. You. Quaveda says QB the Saints should pick at 9. As Sanders, Dart is not a top 10 pick. Well, yeah, bro, he climbing in the boards. I have to agree. Some don't see him as a top 10. All right. Chantel says, Q, what about Tyler Shock or Jalen Milroe as QB? I do like Milroe. I do like not so high on another guy, but Milroe. I think he's a little bit better passer than we give him credit for. He's a phenomenal athlete, but he's willing to do a lot of stuff offensively. Saves for Life said, bro, this dude trying to scam people was out of line, bro. And then see the level of explaining, like the splaining that the guy doing. Bro, that's not how you conduct yourself, man. That's not how we supposed to do. People give out of their heart. You don't bully people into doing this and shut the doors so people can't leave. And then you pressure them into it. Now, see, Jerry, you're right. Damon Wayans, that was funny. That skit was on there because he was trying to preach and it wasn't working. And what did Damon Wayans do? He put the pistol up. They started to give then, didn't they? The people started giving in. Boy, that's exactly what they did. It was preaching, and then right after, this lady jumped. She chilling. Oh my God, what's going on here? Oh, I don't know. What are you guys doing? Oh yeah, that was going on now. Man, highway robbery. He says it's crazy. Lock the door. Yeah, he said he didn't say lock the doors. He said shut the doors. Like that was a big difference. It's crazy, man. But like I said, man, it's crazy. Dr. Gray says Saints have tied themselves to a QB who doesn't want to play for us. Indeed, Dr. Gray. Indeed. Big Sean said that was my show. That I thought that was funny, man. A good mix. Somebody put that online. And following of this character saying that. Dana said they be scamming people. All right. Marlon Mall says Paul Pitt hustling and trapping. It's getting bad. Student says, wow, you sure looking okay. He says looking healthy. All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Desi says he purchased it for the Lord. LOL. Don't they always say that? I played them other ones because that's what put me in the mind of, like when I heard him say that, then it flashed back to, hey man, didn't they have a guy that told the people that he wanted a jet? And that took it back to the OG, Duplantis, who was saying, yeah, if Jesus was walking earth, he wouldn't be on a donkey. So he'll be on the G-Stream jet flying around. That's what you're saying? Duplantis, baby. All right. Saints for Life says, bro, you said it. What the hell? Hey, man. Jimmy Swaggart. Yeah. It's a lot of crazy, man. Yeah. Chantel says, Q, what's your thoughts on Jalen Mirror? Okay. I think I answered that. Thank you. Appreciate your Chantel on that, baby. Mad Drummer says, Q, he said, you see where Juanita Bynum charging people how to pray. 2 bands, $2,000. Oh my God. Hey, man. No, bro. Yeah. Maul says, Q, you from New Orleans, so you know. Oh yeah, I know about Paul Martin, baby. But the thing about it is Paul Martin, man. Yeah, I know all about Paul Martin. My people, my mother and them church people, man. We know about all these guys down here. We got the game on all of them. So I know about Paul Martin, bro. I know Paul Martin doing a lot. He doing better in Atlanta than he ever did down here. I know that for certain. And I don't know. You can take that one how you want it, baby. All right, so when people rent a mortgage, do they just go in and ask the same people for donations? Oh, it ain't gonna work in that way. Rico says, Chantel, big hell no, home meal roll. Now, the thing about yeah. Hold on, baby. Baby, you're wrong, baby. OG Jerry asking Reverend Saint what I think about Marvin Sapp, sucker. Baby, listen. You're wrong, baby. Baby, you told them people, baby, to shut them doors, baby. Baby, that's wrong, baby. You can't do that, baby. You know, Reverend Saint, baby, let me tell you something, baby. If that would have happened to me, baby, I'd have had to bring out the knife for you, baby. Let me tell you something, baby. You know, but hey, man, listen. Fam, people hey, man, you gotta change it up, man. Like a lot of these people ain't doing what these people out here hustling, man. Saint for Life says double talking isn't going to work, my friend. People know better. Some do, bro. A lot of people still waking up. We just need to wake up a little faster. Mad Drummer said these folks need to stop charging. God, it's a toll booth a lot of times. Yes, Jojo said we should take Sanders. How do you think we should get them, Jojo? What do you think? Or Cam Ward? How do you think we should give them? You want to pay that tariff? 504 Cole says, Q, the church has done a lot of damage to our people. In my opinion, keep us stagnant. You don't have to go to church to have a relationship with God. This is true. A lot of people go to church for the community, you know, for the commune aspect of it. Like, and a church could be just, you know, some friends getting together at y'all house and praying and reading the Bible. It don't have to be a big old mega church where people go to. It don't have to be like that. Sometimes it is. Some it could be a private gathering of people reading the Bible. So it's the community aspect of people coming together. And I think that's the thing that people treasure in terms of it. And you just, unfortunately, you got scum and trash that do filter or get in between the interworkings of it that we got to check these folks, man. You got to check these folks. We really do. Thank you, 504 Code. That was a good one, bro. JT says, blessings, Q. Who in draft are you going to, let me see if we can get this right. He says, who in the draft are you, let me see, interpret this. He said, or game changers. Okay. Saints should pick that guy. Who's the game changers in the draft? Who should we pick? I mean, it depends, bro. There are a bunch of them. It depends if you want a game changer at the safety or the cornerback level. At 9, you're going to get somebody, bro. Even at that second round pick, you're going to get a couple of people if you know what you're looking for. Like that top end is a lot of good talent. So it depends on where you're looking. If you're looking for an offensive lineman, you'll find one at 9. You're looking for a defensive lineman, you'll find one at 9. If you're looking for a linebacker, you'll find one at 9. You're looking for a cornerback, you'll find one at 9. I mean, it depends. Now, the quarterback, that's a different thing. Jackson Dart, to me, does have some first round talent. A lot of people don't see him as a top 10 pick, like Fam said, but it depends, bro. Because quarterbacks are a little different. Sometimes teams will reach on those quarterbacks. And the fact of the matter that you don't have to play. See, and this is another thing about Jackson Dart. You don't have to play Jackson Dart right away. Jackson, if he's your guy, not saying that he is, but if chances are that Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are going to be gone, you would have to move up into the top 3 or 4 picks to land those guys, because it could. I'm telling y'all, Titans at 1 and the Browns, I think the Browns are at 2. Those guys are going to take quarterbacks. You heard what Haslam said about Deshaun Watson. It was not a good decision, just to put it lightly. The Titans looking for a quarterback is going to be the Shedeur or Cam. 1 and 2. Those guys could be gone between 1 and 2. Also, the Giants at pick at 3. The Giants could take them. It wouldn't make much sense because they got 2 bridge quarterbacks there, and they could groom him slower. But the thing about Jackson Dart is, if you take Jackson Dart at, the Saints like him, and they take him at 10, just for example, he doesn't have to play right away. Like, you can kind of stash him for a little bit and develop him, because you got a bridge quarterback. But at some point, being that Derek Carr's injury history over the last couple of years is like the dude just, for whatever reason, he can't stay healthy, so at some point you would think that they would, depending on how his health goes over the next couple of years, how they move around. But you still have Spencer Rattler there. He would have to battle with Spencer Rattler for the job, and he could be basically, they're developing. He don't have to be thrown in there right away. So at some point, you're going to have to go to the future, fam, with a quarterback, so it depends on the JT. Shout out to you, my brother. Hope everything's well. Rico says, if not those 3, don't take no other QB. I guess you mean the 3 I mentioned, bro. All right. Saints for Life said, I can't stand these people. It's messed up. All right. Sean says, the Lord going to smite them if they keep on playing. I think he already, but bro, anytime, one of the worst crimes that you can ever do is a spiritual crime, when you mislead people and just knowingly misleading people, and people are putting a spiritual trust in you, like you supposed to getting them close to God, and all you use is taking their money from them and misusing and abusing them and lying to them, man. That's a whole nother crime, man. That's something the Lord knocked the piss out you for. I'm just keeping honest with you. That's just rotten. That's terrible. But they got a lot of these people that play games like that, and they really delusional, and a lot of them is demonically led. So discernment is needed, family. Discernment. You have to have discernment. Discernment will teach you about charlatans like Creflo, Want Your Dollars, Reverend High Price, and all these other dudes out here. What's this? Warren Sapp and all these clowns. They just garbage, man. Dana said these churches nowadays are like cults. It's scary. People need discernment, fam. They need to get that discernment. Desi said, Lord, that what did Paul Martin do? All kind of stuff. You got an hour? Desi, baby, you got an hour. Now, look at people here that you listen to Paul Martin from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. I know all about them, man. All about them. All about their people. All about what they do. Bristol was, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. What was the dude from out in Atlanta? He was doing that before he got up out of here. Remember, he lied to his congregation, and then he still, after he was messing around with them boys, then after that lied and then came out and admitted to him, and they still let him sit up there. See, that's not on them. See, you have to run them up out of there. It's a whole nother game. All right, Dr. Gray said, the question is, did they raise the fund? He did say that, bro. In this video, he admitted it. I played it, that they did raise the money. He probably raised more than it. That's what he negated to tell you. How much did they raise? You mean to tell me that you raised exactly 40,000? No, he raised more than that. I promise you that. I promise you that. But whatever the 40 was for the conference, the surplus, they put it in their pockets. I promise you that. It's terrible. 504 says, so you robbing somebody for somebody else. Joe says, He says, just in my church, and he says, and he talks about what yeah, put that again, Joe. I'm kind of not getting that, my brother. KB says, how about David Griffin? Another. Yeah, I don't like David Griffin, man. I actually despise David Griffin. There's very few people I despise. I just make fun of Mickey Loomis, but I really despise David Griffin. I really do. Desi says, right, I'm on the fence with Catholic right now. I grew up a Catholic. Too much going on. Yeah, you got to get them straight, baby. A lot of stuff is going on. Q, I still think we need to go wide receiver, tight end, or edge at 9. What do you think? I think those are good choices, bro. Right now, wide receiver. What wide receiver at 9? There's only one that you would put in the top 10. And with the latest developments, we covered it in the show. Do you go with Ted McMillan at 9 based on what we just played in today's stream? Do you go for that? Or, the tight end position, Tyler Warren could be there, but he's going to sit behind 3 guys? You might not see him this season, or you're going to stash him for a little bit. And edge could be a possibility too, because you by the looks of what the Saints are doing from a defensive standpoint, all of those guys, Chase, Carl Granderson, and Isaiah Foskey are all penciled in as linebackers according to the unofficial depth chart. So if that's indeed the case, if you're the Saints defense in a 3-4 system, you want to be able to go with a guy like Pierce, maybe Williams, if they're available, that can rush the passer. Now, I'm not mad if they go defensive end there, because it's still addressing the defensive line, and you have to put pressure on their quarterbacks. And you've seen Philly do that, against the Kansas City Chiefs. You've seen them do it against other teams during the playoff push. They would just constantly come up with pressure to force you into mistakes. And they did. Mahomes, the entire first half of the game, Mahomes was unstable. And then while that was going on, the Eagles was scoring, and then it was too much. It was too much. So I can understand if they do take Williams, if he's available, or Pierce from Tennessee, if they're available at 9, that can fill in it. But once again, you got to make sure you get a guy that can play that 34 end role. And which one of those guys fit that 34 end role where you can put them there and they can rush the passer and also set the edge? Because remember, a lot of pressure will be on those guys running that 34 defense, because those 3 down linemen in the front, they got to put pressure on the 5 offensive linemen to allow those 4 linebackers to roam around and blitz or drop into coverage. If it doesn't work like that, it won't work work well. So you gotta be about that business. And I know Cam is with his last year, so I don't know about Cam. So at some point they're gonna have to look at that. JT out of Ohio State might be somebody to look at. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. All right, Mad Drummer says, I play at the small country church. We were sincere. We go for others. Thank you. Hemisphere says, the devil himself knew after Christ died on the cross, the only way to combat God is through the church. Why Jesus spoke about 3 churches in Revelations chapter 1. Thank you, Hemisphere. Appreciate that good word, bro. He also says, Jesus told his disciples, where there is 2 or 3 of you in my name, I am with thee. Okay, there you go. There you go. Thank you, brother. Backwoods says, for sure, Q, God not mocked. Okay, thank you, bro. Mad Drummer says, yeah, you're right. Marley, giving shots out to Marley. Yeah, this is very interesting. Yeah, that's you. There you go, OG. That's him. That's him. That is, you get demons in there, man. Real demons. I mean, seriously. And the point is, these people can't stop themselves. They don't have a governor. The solution for evil people is good people. You expecting the demon to stop himself? Demons don't stop themselves. Good people stop demons, man. Angels stop demons, man. A demon stupid, he'll ride himself into destruction. But that's what you're there for. You're the answer. You're the balance to all that. And artist says, I'm not sold on Tet. Tyler Warren still gives you a big body catcher, and you can still draft a receiver in the later rounds. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Good comment from you. All right. Yeah, do me. Yeah, y'all enjoying it, man. Hit the like button for your boy, man. We talking good game in here, man. Hit the like button. All right, Molly says, Q, what's the difference between Marvin Sapp sucker and the Saints raising ticket? Bro, hey, man. Hold on now. Hey, man. Well, the difference is the Saints not telling their ushers or whoever, hey man, y'all close them doors. Don't let them out of here till they get them season ticket prices. That's the only difference I see. You know, and you know, you have a choice. It looked like Warren Sapp. I mean, not Warren Sapp. I said Warren Sapp. Marvin Sapp was in there telling them people,
Cost.
you know, close them doors. Close them doors. Don't let them out of there. Don't let them. That's the only difference I see right there. And plus, the Saints was doing some other stuff too. But you just mentioned ticket prices. Thank you, bro. Charles says, I want Genty. Pair him with L and Tyson. That will move the chains. Tire the defense and give Carr the time to throw dimes downfield. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you, bro. I don't know if Genty will be there, bro, at 9. I think he'll be gone prior to that, bro. But he's phenomenal, man. Could you imagine a pairing of him and Elvin Kamara? As that'll be downright ridiculous. Joe says, yeah, Jesse P came. Oh, he said Jesse came to your church and all he talked about was money. Yeah, it is. Yeah, all they talk about is money. People don't care about nobody's souls, man. Yeah, Joe said, man, I keep messing up, man. Yeah, don't worry about it, Joe. I got big fingers too, bro. I be getting all in the way. I be messing up stuff on my phone too, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. All right, but anyway, man, appreciate y'all, man, with that. Yeah, Vibin, what's up, Vibin? Said I would have opened. I would have open palm slapped Marvin Sapp. Yeah, but a worm like that don't deserve a punch. You know what I'm saying? You just, yeah, a backhand.
What?
Yes. Yeah, fault. No, that give him the other. You got to give him the brown, not the light brown side of it. You got to give him the brown side of it, baby. Yeah. That's them old pimp movies. They do that in there. That's what you got to get that sucker a good some of that.